Welcome to another Extra Butter at Home. That's right, you're at home, I'm at home, Seth Rogen's at home. Let's catch up with him and talk about The Pickle, a movie I love so much that I'm pretty much cutting to it right now in the open announce telling you I love this movie so much. You will too. We'll explain why. Jason Sudeikis. The mere look on his face most of the time will make me laugh. I think you're really going to enjoy Ted Lasso, his new show. Also, in the middle of this Extra Butter, we'll take a break for some exercise. We'll catch up with the most epic action sports series ever. Then on to the #1 movie in America, The Secret, Dare to Dream. My good friend Jerry O'Connell breaks his vacation for a moment to talk to us on this Extra Butter.
Looking for Miranda Wells?
She's at work right now. You can leave it with me. I'm her son.
I'm afraid this comes with a little bit of an explanation. Bray Johnson.
Miranda Wells. There goes my deductible.
You come out here looking for her, then she runs into you. It's pretty weird.
Is it?
She doesn't love him. Not like Dad.
All your dad ever wanted was for you to be happy.
How would you know that?
I think you and I collided for a reason.
What's it say?
Hey, welcome to another Extra Butter. Probably wondering why I'm carrying a jar of pickles. There's a good reason. Sit down, let's talk. So the reason I'm walking in with a giant jar of pickles is because our most exciting movie this week is all about the pickles. It's called, and yes, I just double dipped my pickle. It's okay. These are my pandemic pickles. I'm the only one touching them. I bit off more than I chew, metaphorically and just now with the pickle. Seth Rogen has a new movie called An American Pickle. It's streaming and it's awesome. Take a look while I chew my pickle, as it were. The movie is crazily historically accurate about some of the early Jewish immigrations into America pre-World War II. Now, it is a comedy, but at the same time, it sticks to the facts. I'm going to shut up about it and join Seth Rogen via Zoom right now. Seth, how are you? Where are you?
I'm in my office at my home in Los Angeles, and I'm okay.
All right, Pat. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you look good. I like there's a little more scruff, so it helps lead us into this guy. Who is this guy?
Exactly.
Tell everybody.
That is Herschel Greenbaum, one of the two characters I play in An American Pickle. He's from Schlupsk. He came to America in 1919, and he fell in a vat of pickles, where he was brined for 100 years, only to awaken in our modern society to meet his own great-grandson. Yeah.
What I should point out, as goofy as this sounds, and you should probably point it out better than I, you dutifully and accurately represent early Jewish immigration, like faithfully. It is so, you learn so much from this, and at the same time, it's funny.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it really very closely follows my own personal, aside from the pickling, it follows my own personal family history very closely, and we wanted, I think the very silly premise to us was an interesting avenue to explore themes that were very interesting to us, legacy, culture, religion, our ancestors, what they would think of us if they met us and saw us, how our values have changed over generations. All that stuff was really interesting to us.
Values over generations. Have you ever thought about this? Like, Seth, we could pickle you for just 20 years. Like, let's just go back. If you were pickled 20 years ago and you popped up now, how blown away would you be?
If you pickled me in January and unbrined me now, I would be completely shocked by what has happened in these last, 7 months. You don't have to be from 100 years ago to be seriously confounded by what's happening right now.
I've long fantasized about being on a road trip with you or on an island somewhere just hanging out. Never more than now would I like to be hanging out with you, riding this out.
I know.
When my grandkids are gathered around and they say, "Grandfather, was there anything good that came out of it? Anything positive you could share?" I'll say, yeah, Seth Rogen discovered artisan ceramics that you could actually get. This is a good thing.
There you go. See, there you go.
What I'm talking about.
It's the one good thing to come out of all this.
Leave us with some parting positivity, Seth Rogen.
I don't know. Please just take care of yourselves, everybody, and wear a mask and don't go outside. And if you don't feel good, just please take care of yourselves. Let's end this thing, please, for the love of God. Let me leave the house again. Thank you.
And while you're inside, check out American Pickle.
Exactly. Until then, check out American Pickle.
All right. Hey, you're always the best. Thank you so much for giving up some of your time for all of us today and for championing this. Congrats.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
A good guy there, that Seth Rogen. Despite the fact that I'm binge eating these pickles right now, like I'm very, very hungry, I do not need a Seth Rogen ashtray, though I will link information about how to get one on my Facebook page, Mark S. Allen Show. Also, you can find it in comments. Just follow us, like, and subscribe on YouTube. An American Pickle, now streaming on HBO and the HBO app. When we come back, it's the #1 streaming movie in America right now, The Romantic. It's not a rom-com, it's a rom-rom. My friend Jerry O'Connell interrupts his vacation to talk about that when Extra Butter continues. Don't move. Hey, welcome back to Extra Butter. Hope you guys are doing awesome. Hope you washed your hands. I just washed my hands again because I've been handling my pickle throughout this show. And if you got a jar of pickles, maybe enjoy them at home. It's Extra Butter, and this week, Extra Pickles. Go back to segment 1 if you want to find out what that's about, or just like and subscribe on YouTube. You can catch up with Seth Rogen that way. All right, it's not about Seth Rogen right now. It's about this guy. Jerry O'Connell is one of the nicest people in the industry. How do I know it? I got to become friends with him on the course of making a movie. I produced his next feature, but we're going to talk about it later, some other time, some other place, not right now. Right now, we got to talk about the #1 movie in America, The Secret, Dare to Dream, with Katie Holmes. Now, why do I say he's one of the nicest people on the planet? He is interrupting his vacation with Rebecca Romaine and the twins right now in Yosemite. To prove it, let's catch up with Jerry and his crappy Wi-Fi signal.
This is my former boss, Mark Allen. What's up, Mark?
Former boss, you were my mentor on that set. I had no idea what the hell I was doing.
And Mark, first of all, I want to apologize for my internet. I'm currently close to you in Yosemite, and I'm stealing my neighbor's RV's Wi-Fi.
A year ago this week, that's me and my sons, right where you are right now. How is it?
Wow. You know, for everyone listening and watching, I'm currently in Yosemite. I'm in this film, Secret Dare to Dream. It's coming out on video on demand on Friday. They said, we're going to do a press junket. You're going to talk to Mark and all that stuff. I said, I can't. I made a deposit on the campsite. I have to go to Yosemite with my family. And they said, just find some Wi-Fi somewhere. And here we are. How my a lot, but I think we're going to get through it using the laws of attraction from The Secret Dare to Dream, Mark. I think we're going to get through it.
Which is mentioned in the film. And from that moment on, the movie hooked me. This is such a beautiful movie in a multitude of ways. First of all, this is the first time outside of Kevin Pollak that I've talked to someone that I've actually had in one of my films. And he said the experience is kind of icky talking to someone that you worked with on our level. Is this icky?
Not in the slightest, Mark. Hey, Mark, I love you. And listen, full disclosure for everyone at home, Mark was my boss. Mark produced a film called Ballbuster, which someone told me is hilarious. They've seen it. Yeah, word is on the street, Mark. You are a super producer.
It is hilarious, and I promise when we're talking about that, we're going to be talking about, we'll give you fair time for The Secret Dare to Dream when we talk about that next movie too. Now, I want to talk about things, I don't want to plot spoil, but Josh's character can do just about anything. He's like a Superman. I know in reality, You're a Superman. Tell everybody watching some secret skill that you have that might surprise them around the house.
Secret skill around the house. Well, we all know it's not having good Wi-Fi. That is not my secret skill. So I apologize for that. I don't know. It certainly isn't homeschooling. That's not anything I'm good at. I am very clean around the house. I do clean up. I'm the one who cleans up around our house. I'm the one who makes sure everything is washed. There's no dishes in the sink. So I don't know if that's a secret skill. I mean, I know you were probably looking for like assassin or kung fu or I play the cello. I don't have any secret skills.
That works beautiful. The secret dare to dream is beautiful. And I just want people to know that you are one of the kindest guy that gave me some lifelong advice. And I love you, man. Have fun up there.
All of us are in this together, Mark. And also, I want to say, after you download the secret dare to dream on VOD and all that stuff, you could download Ballbuster. Mark, tell us where.
Woohoo! Yeah, we'll talk about that later. We've got to get you back when you're off vacation. Stop working. No. We'll talk about that movie later. We're talking about this, the #1 streaming movie right now. It is The Secret Dare to Dream, a rom-rom. I say that because you want to say rom-com, but there's nothing comedic about it. This movie is so romantic, it makes a Nicholas Sparks film look like Stephen King. So check it out at your own risk. Hey, speaking of your own risk, the world's toughest race, Eco Challenge from Fiji. I catch up with all the athletes and why you can't miss this Amazon original series. Next.
This is not a normal adventure race. We've got a team down. A team is down.
What year is it?
Hey, stretch it out. We're in segment 3 of Extra Butter. Hi. Look, I usually talk about movies, but right now, everything goes better with Extra Butter, and that includes watching athletes who would never eat popcorn with Extra Butter work out and compete in the world's toughest race. It is the greatest endurance challenge ever. It is a 10-part series set in Fiji, brought to you by Amazon Originals. And we caught up with the entire competing cast. Take a look.
You have a hit on your hands, and I know it's been a long road. Talk about just the creation of the world's toughest race.
Well, you know what? We started it, Mark Burnett and I, back in 1995. So it's been a really, really long journey. And we're really excited to bring it back to the world. And so, we decided to start in Fiji, where we left off in 2002. And we're just really excited for everyone to see it again.
Talk about the challenges. You think you've done it all. You think you've been thrown every possible obstacle, but still a show brings you something new to deal with. What was that on this?
Oh my gosh, Mark, there's so many challenges. I mean, to be able to produce a race course in the most remote areas of Fiji is incredibly challenging, and then we had like crazy weather come in, and we had to adjust for the safety of the teams as well as the safety of our crew. And so at every corner, every day, there's a challenge, but it's exactly what the teams are facing as well. And so they're so extraordinary that they're always inspiring us to be better. And so, if they can do the toughest thing, if they can race in the world's toughest race, I can produce the world's toughest production.
The race was intense. As you know, we're in Fiji, we're surrounded by islands, we're surrounded by water. So everything we did seemed to take place in the water. So, it's dark, you can't see anything, you don't know what's out there, you don't know what's in there, and yet you have to keep moving.
Yeah, what you do in an event like the world's toughest race is you are dealing with uncertainty. There are a lot of things out there that you can't control. And hey, isn't that the world that we're living in right now with a global pandemic? There's a lot of uncertainty. We don't know what's going on with our jobs. Are our kids going to go back to school? What's going to happen in the economy? These are all big and challenging questions. And I'm hoping the people who watch this race will see, hey, here's some pretty much normal people who went out there and dealt with some big uncertainty. And look, they made the most of it, and you can too, back at home with whatever big challenges you're facing now.
What part of this made you stronger in every facet forever?
The entire race course, from the very beginning to the end, it really, we surpassed our expectation of what we were capable of enduring during the race. And we were, in fact, surprised by the performance of each member in our team who had never once before come together before the race start ever in our life. And it was the first time truly that we were all competing, as a team that really, stuck together with each other through the good and the bad times. And I think in terms of team dynamics, it was much simpler, with our team, because there weren't people with strong opinions. We weren't the who's who in the adventure racing world. We were the greenhorns. We were the novices. The race course just truly changed the game for us. We came back feeling like a truly different person.
One of my proudest moments in this race was how we overcome these moments, how we adapt and made resist and say, let's go, let's continue. Even if it's cold, even if it comes 8 kilometers of swimming in freezing water, because in that moment, your mind is really low. So how the team worked together to just push up this mood, just to come back again, the motivation to continue. Only the experience give us this. Only the team members give us this. Only how we are together. Because if not, many teams would say quit or just stop or just do nothing else.
The one thing that I would say that, didn't know what was going to happen in 2020, but the friendships that I developed, the teams that the team that we put together, the relationships, and just understanding right now with COVID and how isolated we are, just really leaning on our relationships, making sure that we're taking care of each other and the other people around us that we care about.
Looking at this race particularly, I feel like this race taught me so much about leadership. I think I went into the race being a team leader, team captain, but then I realized that, because all 4 members of the team, actually 5, were pretty strong themselves and they were like leaders. I think the one thing that I learned is that leaders can follow, and sometimes you need to allow yourself to be vulnerable as well as compassionate at times when, you know that you need to survive this together. And I feel like this journey obviously has given us the strength and, learning from life's experiences. I think today's challenges do not intimidate us. We go right after them and sort them out right then. And I think that's what adventure does to you. It takes you out of your comfort zone and makes you realize your capacity and the fact that, nothing outside should limit your perceptions about yourself and your self-belief. Just go out there and do what you really love, because that's what will make a difference in your life.
And look after each other.
World's Toughest Race, brought to you by Mark Burnett, the same people who brought you Survivor. It is intense and available for you right now on Amazon, streaming everywhere. All 10 episodes. Makes me want to stop eating extra buttered popcorn, get out there and... it wants me to do none of that whatsoever. You know what I do want to do? Check this out. When we come back, Jason Sudeikis is Ted Lasso. Who's Ted Lasso? You don't need to know until after the commercial break. We'll explain it and catch up with the entire cast next. Hey, welcome back. The final few moments of Extra Butter. Apple TV is bringing you one of the funniest things to hit television since... insert the name of the last funniest thing to hit television. It is Ted Lasso. Imagine this. A down-and-out football coach in the United States takes a job coaching one of the more successful soccer teams in the UK. Could this ever happen? I don't know, but the way it works out, it's hysterical. I'm going to enjoy my pickles while you watch my interview with the entire cast and crew. Take a look. The day on the set that when they said cut, you said, I can't wait for people to see that.
Well, I think when I started to read the football matches, I just thought, oh, this is great, because you're really drawn in from the, because you've got into, you're starting to get into the characters, and that's going to take you into the match and just, build up your excitement and really make you care. And it takes the characters that are then transported from just like domestic scenes to an event, and you realize this is what it's all about. This is the event, and how is the event going to then, impact on them later on? And I just thought, oh, and this is done so well. I've seen sports shows where it's just a little bit, trivial or whatever, but this has got so much great orchestration and character depth. So I think it works just a treat, really.
Oh, Mark, I'm so glad you asked me that, because this is not just the proudest moment of filming. This is the proudest moment of my life. There's a scene where Jamie was in training, and he does a little flump, does a little fake, does some step overs, and then beats it around someone and like leathers it into the top corner. And because Jamie Tartt's obviously super amazingly good, I had to just pretend like he's like, whatever, I do that all the time. And when they call cut, bearing in mind this is after like the 17th take of me getting it wrong time after time, at that moment it felt like everyone in the world was like, "Oh my God, you did it! You finally did it!" And it was
because you nailed the shot,
It was a great moment. Over my career, I've gotten to work with so many talented men and women. Even starting out, the first show I created, getting to see Michael J. Fox say things that I had written, and when months before he was just the guy I loved from Family Ties and Back to the Future and stuff. Seeing Jason, he's so funny and such a talented dude. So it's a cheat sheet almost as a writer when you have, and it can be Donald Faison or Judy Reyes or Zach Braff or Mike Fox or my wife, Krista Miller or Courtney Cox, you know, when you see someone like Jason doing material and the crew and other cast are enjoying him immediately, it's like having an answer key. So for me, it started and ended with the guy behind you. He's somebody that on SNL used to make me laugh just by doing that "What's Up with That" dance, so much so that we begged him to do it in the pilot, you know, and he kind of does it with the football team, which is a gift to the rest of us.
I genuinely feel on the very last day, because it was a night shoot, you know, we'd been filming together 4 months, it was raining, well, they had rain machines on, I can't remember now, but it was cold, and it felt so authentic because we were filming on a, you know, real football pitch, and it was the middle of the night, and it just felt that we'd all kind of bonded in the way that, you know, maybe a football team actually does. And it just felt like we'd really kind of achieved something. We'd gone on this journey together. And, you know, at the end of that, you know, when they were literally, well, that's a wrap, it felt absolutely huge, like bigger than anything I've ever done before in terms of wrapping, because it just felt so momentous. And I don't know whether that was just sleep deprivation kicking in, because it was, you know, we'd been filming from whenever to 5 a.m. or something, but it was really special. And yeah, it made me so excited for people to see those scenes. I think particularly those football scenes are going to feel so authentic.
Jason Sudeikis and the rest of the cast of Ted Lasso now streaming on Apple TV+. Thanks for hanging out with us on this edition of Extra Butter. Be sure and like and subscribe on YouTube if you saw anything you like. Anything to add, Stormtrooper coat rack? I'll take that as a no. We got fumes left on the show while the credits roll, so I'm going to see if I can eat a pickle in the amount of time it takes for the rest of the credits to finish up over there. You ready? Here we go. And by the way, why am I eating pickles? Be sure and go to YouTube. Like and subscribe. Seth Rogen will explain everything. I better hurry up.